Record.
Hello, welcome to the Mark and Joe Show. That's Mark.
That's Joe.
And
Hey, look.
we decided to take a break from some of the serious crap because we think you need a little bit of a laugh and
Look.
maybe a walk down memory lane to some better times and better days to when things weren't so violent.
Look at that. He's got a pair of Peter Schmidts.
Yeah, the one reproduced.
I'm going to go through my stuff at home. I think I got a couple more Peter Schmidts, and we'll have a family of Peter Schmidts sitting up here. They even got the family home.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
very
gonna
good.
live in the little castle. You don't forget
Look,
the
there's a
castle.
little castle right there. Well, see, this Peter Schmidt, he's got a pet dragon. His dragon, he goes like this. So his dragon can land its nuts there first before it lands, so it doesn't pinch him.
Check that out. You remember that? Where were you when you first saw that one? You know what that is? Come on.
I know what that is. Do you know what it is?
Chitty chitty bang bang. Chitty chitty
No, it's
bang,
chitty
bang.
chitty bang bang, not shitty shitty bang bang. Would you get it right?
Chitty, chitty.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
And that's Dick
bang,
Van
bang.
Dyke. One of his good movies.
That there is Van Dyke's dick.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see. What's next?
Oh, Texaco.
They didn't look like that when I was young, though.
No.
I don't know who that is. Oh, wait.
Talking Mule.
I remember that one. Francis the Talking Mule.
I don't
Well, that
remember
was back when we only had 3 channels.
I
on
don't remember
TV.
that one.
It was like Ed the
That must
Talking.
have been.
It was like Ed the Talking Horse, but only in black and white, and they were in the service.
That just
mule
goes.
was in
That
the
just
service.
goes to show you that proves
just
that
goes
he's
to show
older
you how
than me.
fucking old I am, right? Okay.
You're aging yourself.
Don't forget about Mr. Ed.
I said, Miss.
Oh shit! Shit!
Hey, dog. That's all we need is her to
All right, well,
fucking
know.
smack that.
know what that's from?
I know exactly what that's from.
Then you're really fucking old.
No, I'm
What's
not.
that from? Who is that? Who is it?
That's Maxwell
Oh,
Smart.
That's
A shoe phone.
That's a shoe phone from
A shoe phone.
that he's using, calling
Long before
Oh.
cell phones,
Chief.
there was shoe phones.
Yeah, how about that? They had a shoe phone.
Long before.
That was this was the introduction to the cell phone.
Yeah, there you go. The first cell phone ever was on Get Smart. I don't remember that one.
It is an old
It says,
Western. Yeah, there we go.
oh,
Now,
Now-
I'm gonna tell you something. This woman right here,
Barbara Eden.
awesome. And if you were a kid during this one, during I Dream of Jeannie, usually
The argument was.
no, the kid, the young man's the young man thought she was the hottest thing on television.
Yeah, well, there was always the argument: who's hotter, or who's more powerful, Samantha from Bewitched or I Dream of Jeannie.
Or Jeannie. All little boys dreamed of her.
Yeah, she also played her sister on there too.
Yes, she did.
Then it went on later in the '80s
I know.
to the biggest TV mystery: who shot Jr.
Larry Hagman.
Larry Hagman. The plane! The plane! The plane!
You really
Name was the pain.
You really give it a bad name.
I know it. It was a cheesy show, anyways.
It was
Always followed the
interesting.
love boat.
Ricardo Montalban.
His-
Tattoo.
His best work ever,
You go now?
I think, was when he played Khan.
Played Khan in the original.
Wrath of Khan. With that poor actor William Shatner.
Mm. Do you know what that is?
That's one of those tin tops. It had a suction cup and the thing would spin around and make a cool design with all the,
Yep.
kind of like a
But that was a cheater top because it had that suction cup on it.
yeah. most of them didn't. I don't remember those around here. They had, it was like the bottom was rounded.
The bottom was rounded, came to a point,
Point, yeah.
and then you'd set it down
No,
and start
and
spinning
spin
that
all over-
fucker as hard as you
and then
could.
you let go and it goes all over the place.
And it would spin all over you.
Best if worked on a hardwood surface floor or something.
Yeah, or tile floor. Oh,
Now that's a fairly new one.
Is that a new one or an old
That's a
one?
fairly new CNC
I don't
compared to the
know.
ones that we grew
Yeah,
up
I guess
with.
it is.
When we grew up with, they had the string that was on the side,
Yeah.
and it was more like alphabets. This looks like it's even got pages on it.
No, yeah.
That looks like something when my kids
It
were
wasn't
little.
alphabets. It was A is for apple.
Yeah, it was the alphabet.
And the cow says.
And the cow says, yeah, the farmer
And the
one.
pig says.
Yeah, I remember those.
The horse says.
Oh, one
Lincoln Logs.
of my favorite toys when I was a kid. Man,
You ever get them mixed up with cat turds?
no, but it made a good rainy day toy,
Yeah, it did.
you know, especially with the little plastic army men. When you had those little plastic army
a
men,
fort.
make a fort.
Fort and put the army men in
Yeah, especially if you had like a brother like I did, and you know we got stuck inside together. We'd make 2 forts, and more fun was destroying
Yeah,
them
well,
later.
there. I was the youngest of 7, and the next oldest was my
Oh.
sister. So. Don't answer it.
Oh, you know, I like that one saying.
It's coming from in the house.
Yeah, but you know, if a little kid brought that up to you and said it was for you, you're gonna tell me you're not gonna answer it?
Oh,
You're a fucking liar.
Big broly man. I'll talk to him. That's
They ever had a radio like that when you were in? I don't know what that was.
Cascade Park.
Don't know what that was. Oh, I know what that is.
That's not Main Street Disneyland.
No, that's Six Flags Great America. Back in the 70s.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if it's the one in Gurnee,
No.
Illinois or not.
That's
Oh,
the
the
Midway
Midway
at
at-
Connecticut Lake
Well, it looked a lot like,
the Blue Streak.
yeah, see some of this
The original
Skittle Bowl. I wasn't that old. I know what that is to you.
Yeah, I know exactly what that is. That's your train station for the fucking
For
Lionel trains.
yeah. I used to have one of those big. My dad got us.
I had a huge,
My dad got us a
huge train
big
set.
sheet of. Well, we didn't have room for a whole big, huge thing, but
No.
my dad, you know.
I didn't either, but I had a big enough train set. I could literally fill. I could fill our living room completely.
He,
up with
he
a train
put
set.
together. He took 2 sheets of the, plywood,
Mhm.
and he put them together, with like hinges or something on the bottom,
Mhm.
so that they stayed together. You could, and they sat on 2 seahorses or sawhorses or whatever you call those. The sawhorses.
Sawhorse.
Okay, and man, he took us out. We had train stops. We had 2 train. We had, and the worst part was gluing that grass to the board. Remember that it was like a real and if it got on the floor or in the carpet anywhere, my mom would have a hissy. And then we'd have the
Yeah.
trees that you had to put up there. Oh man, it was a big hobby. I loved it. I missed it. I had all kinds of trains.
Trainer keeper away from over there.
I remember the ones that had the 3. What was it? I know the HO scale. The HO
You had
scale.
the
The HO scale is
the
the
one
real
right in the
thin
middle.
track.
Nope, that was right in the middle.
That
Your
my
N scale. Your N scale was the really small track.
well, I'm talking about the HO scale.
The
That's
HO
what
is
my
like in between.
the one that's out, that train that's out there with the John Force train that's in my cabinet out there. The John Force Elvis train. But anyway, that I had one of those, but I also had the one that had the 3 big silver rods. They looked like metal rods.
Talking about O
And
track.
and it was probably like about
Yeah,
that
O
wide.
scale.
Yeah.
That was the big ones.
Yeah, I had one of those too at one time. But the one we had on the plywood was the HO scale.
Mhm.
And I had the engine was the Santa Fe. I had the Santa Fe engine.
Yeah.
It was one
That
of the most
was
popular.
the
It was like
most
silver
popular.
red with yellow lettering, if I'm not mistaken.
Black and red.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, I
Those
remember
are
those. My
old
grandma.
fuckers.
My grandma used to have those on her pine tree outside of her house.
Christmas tree lamps are old.
Old as fuck, cause that's like real like lead
That's
paint or
dirt,
something
yeah.
that's on those.
That's like old dirt.
I remember Bazooka Joe bubblegum.
Club. The Bazooka Joe bubblegum.
Golden eggs.
Actually, we had something.
I had
similar
something,
to that.
but it wasn't that old. Howard
Howard
Johnson's.
ice cream, 28 flavors. Yeah, there's stuff here.
From different places. Oh, I remember
A&W.
those.
Those are still around, but they're not the drive-ins like that.
I know it.
They're mostly.
They had one. They had one when I was in high school. My
Actually-
senior year, when I came back to Madison, they had one a few blocks
Actually,
away, and it was
one of the
actually still a
towns-
drive-in.
One of the towns I lived in California, I believe, still has an A&W drive-in.
They've gone downhill though, because that root beer doesn't taste the same. It tastes like when Pepsi took it over somewhere along the lines, and they stopped
I
making.
don't know. Did Pepsi
Well,
take it over?
Back in the day, the A&W root beer, when we were like in the 70s, real little kids, and you could buy it by the gallons, and they came in like plastic
Gallon jug, like
milk
the milk
jug
jugs.
gallons. Okay, not the glass jugs that you get today. Okay, it's gotten so commercialized, and what's left of them, I don't know what happened, but they used to make the root beer on site.
Uh-huh.
Now it's like it's everything's gotten so.
It's a syrup.
Yeah, it's a syrup that gets sent to them, and then it goes through just like
Yeah.
it's the Pepsi product, PepsiCo. And it's because it got, I don't know what happened there, but it doesn't taste the same. Because when I was a kid, and we came in those milk jugs, that was like the best root beer in the fucking
Oh, yeah.
world.
Yeah, A&W was the best.
Now, just for our personal note, and anybody living in the Greater Lakes area, or whatever we call this area, if you go to Gurney, Illinois, Six Flags Great America, if it's still there, there was a root beer place that still makes their own root beer and will take you back to those A&W days. For sure.
That's the thing. Root beer.
It's getting hard to find. It's like, all right, here's something else. I don't think we might run across that picture too, but how about a drive-in movie theater?
Mhm.
Think about how
Keep going.
scarce those are.
Keep going.
That's a junk shop. We didn't have Frosty root beer. Did they have that in
I don't
California?
remember Frosty.
Oh, I remember Dad's.
Dad's. Now, Dad's is still around too.
Dad's
You
is
still
good
get
root beer.
it. And it's good root beer.
It's still good root beer to this day. They haven't changed their recipe as far as I know.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Ice cream shop.
an old-fashioned ice cream
Old-fashioned,
shop.
yes.
They had two of these in Madison that were famous. One was a chocolate
kind of like that.
I don't know. I haven't been there yet. I've been wanting to go. You mean
haven't been
Mullins
there
Dairy
yet.
Bar here in Watertown?
I haven't
Oh
been
yeah.
there yet either.
I haven't checked that out yet. I've heard that they're really good, and it's homemade ice cream right there on the site.
This is very good.
But
If we could ever get out
a
to
lot of-
California,
a lot of things
Yeah,
around
this
our
one-
area now. It's not like us living in Madison or around the Madison area. You notice a lot of things around our area now that we've gone rural and out in the country like this. Some of these places, you got to go to that burger stand we found that one time where they steam their burgers. It was on one of the TV shows, but it's actually not too far from here.
Hey. Lisa can attest to this. But we gotta somehow, somewhere, someday, we gotta figure a way of going out to California. Just to go out for a short visit. Maybe go to Vegas and then drive over to California for a day, go see the ocean and stuff.
No,
But
you ain't getting me anywhere near no fucking ocean.
you're weird. But in one of the towns that I grew up
never
in
know what
out
might
there,
come out of the water.
one of the towns I grew up in
My luck.
out there, there's still
I mean, I don't want to.
old-fashioned.
He went to California to visit the ocean and died because he got, and we named the beast after him.
See, now he's not gonna let me finish.
Whatever. We need to go out to California. I was listening. I can multitask,
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
you too. I
We
mean,
need to go out to California,
But no,
stop in
there's-
Vegas, blah, blah,
There
blah, blah.
in Hanford, California.
Hanford?
Hanford, California.
a little creamery.
It's Superior Dairy.
Oh,
It's a place called Superior Dairy.
Yeah, when the
And
fuck did California
I'm
become
gonna
like a
tell you.
dairy state when Wisconsin used to promote that they were the biggest
See?
dairy state in the world and all of
He
a
did it
sudden
again.
fucking California became the dairy state?
You could have waited till I was done. to
I'm
fucking start
sorry,
that
I
shit.
just,
he gets derailed too,
yeah,
I do occasionally.
and occasionally my ass.
Not as much as you.
Yeah, but I'm a stoner, you're not, so fuck off.
I used to be.
Anyway,
But anyway, Superior Dairy. It's an old. It is still an old-fashioned ice cream joint.
oh really?
And
We don't have anything
burger
like
and
that.
burger
Very
joint.
good. Oh my god.
Really?
They make their ice cream right there.
You
Don't
And-
ask for more than one scoop because you'll get a half a bucket.
really?
Kayla asked for one scoop of
Kayla-
ice cream and she
my
got
daughter
a ton
Kayla,
of ice cream.
We went there and she got a single scoop. Okay, around here, a single scoop's about how big? You got the cone. The cone's about yay big. About how big on that cone is that?
I
single
don't know, it
scoop?
depends on where you go, but I mean, there's not many
But
places
maybe
around here
like
you can
this?
go to anymore.
Maybe about like this.
I don't know, maybe about like this, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Single scoop at Superior Dairy is like
Like this.
less than $3. It's like this tall from the cone and like this big around.
Me, Mark, and
But,
Kayla all
they had a
each ate
dairy,
off of it.
they had a
That's
dairy
how big
bar
it was.
called, they had it was called, they had it on the square, there was a place on the square for many years, and the guy retired and it just disappeared, but, oh, there you go, Bobby
Frapples.
Frapp.
Oh yeah.
I never did that.
Underdog.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
And your underoos. I swear they named him after him.
They had a little sidekick.
Okay, here's a question. For you. How many times did you run around the house with a fucking towel around your neck and in your underwear pretending to be underdog?
Oh, plenty of times. But it wasn't just
Or
underdog.
Superman.
It was like Superman, Batman, or
Yep.
or you
But you
know.
put a towel around your neck.
Oh yeah.
All right, here's another question for you. Were you ever one of those stupid kids that would tie a fucking sheet around your neck and jump off the roof of the house?
No, I
You
didn't need the
did.
sheet. I just jumped off the roof of the house anyways.
How about making a parachute out of a sheet and trying to
I've done that.
fucking jump off the roof of the house that
Well,
way?
it wasn't jumping off the roof of a house. It was actually jumping out of a really high tree.
Wow.
I actually tied like bungee, like
These are scary.
cords in there and stuff like that, and actually tied them all together to try
Yeah,
to so that it
yeah.
make a pocket as I was coming
No,
down.
I would take. I took a sheet, and this is before we had the fitted sheets.
But I was probably, I don't know, about
Hang on, this is
8.
before we had the fitted
7,
sheets.
8.
Okay. I took beans, and I put beans in the corners of the sheet, folded them up, and tied a rope around it, so that gave me something to.
Oh, we actually cut
For it
holes
to
through
hold
the
on
fucking
to.
sheet.
The holes would rip for
Well,
me.
we didn't.
And then I'd make a
Oh,
thing.
was you a chubby kid
And I
too?
then I make it to where the ropes were looped, and then I put them under my arms, and I would jump off the fucking house to try and get the parachute,
See,
make it a parachute.
I just jumped off the roof of a house. I didn't need a parachute. I always wanted to be a stuntman.
So your brothers
you know?
and sisters didn't torture you enough. You had to torture yourself.
They tortured me quite a bit.
How about that guy?
That's a secret squirrel or something like that.
Yep, that is exactly who that is. Secret Squirrel.
Yeah, I vaguely remember
And
him.
Morocco Mole was his sidekick.
I don't remember him much.
I wasn't a big fan either. But he did remind me of somebody else, but I don't know if that'll show up. Long
Lone
Ranger.
Ranger, but
The Lone
that's-
Ranger. That's an
That's
old.
the lunchbox.
That's an old. But I remember those lunch boxes. My mom sent me to school with those lunch boxes once like that, you know.
What kind did you have?
To tell you the truth, I can't fucking remember. We ended up losing them or breaking them or something, and Mom would buy us a new one. I think mine were all superhero ones, and so was it was back in our comic book days too. So it was like probably like Spider-Man or Superman or Batman or whoever we were, you know, our favorite back then was, you know.
Yep.
And that used to change quite a bit, you know. I always did want one though, and I never did get it when that show came out, but I was getting too old then when that show came out. Another hint of my age, but when Dukes of Hazzard came out, I wanted one with Catherine Bach on it.
Oh, you wanted the Dukes of Hazzard one?
No, I wanted the Daisy Duke lunchbox.
Oh, she was on the Dukes of Hazzard one.
No, I wanted just her on it. With the general.
But she was on the Dukes.
Or that Jeep of hers.
And she had it. It had her Jeep on it, and it had the Dukes of Hazzard.
Ooh!
Shut up,
Mr.
Morshak.
Kata?
Welcome back, Kata.
Which one was he?
Welcome back.
I love that show though. I still watch it. It's on one of these really channels that show really old retro
We
shows.
should do these too.
Oh yeah.
Cartoons of the 70s.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Where'd you find that
I
at?
just typed in cartoons of the 70s and 80s.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, Jesus.
No. An electric typewriter.
An old typewriter. And I didn't bother with electrics. Kind of had my mom had a, there's that
There's
old
the original.
top I was talking
That's the
about.
one we were talking about without the
Yeah,
suction
that's the
cup.
one that doesn't have the suction
That
cup.
one looks like it beat the hell a little bit. It's wooden handle up here.
Yep. Boy, you can get some speed out of that fucker.
Did you guys,
Did you know what that was?
That's a butter churn.
Sure shit is.
did you guys ever have one of those bouncy balls you used to sit on and bounce on it?
Oh, yes.
A hippity hop. Hippity hop.
Happy out. I mean, that's,
Hippity hop. Oh, here, I got one for you. Here's a flashback to the 70s for you. Make sure you get this on camera. Sit and spin.
oh my God.
Driver's license, you ought to get one.
That's mine. Yours is over there.
I don't give a fuck.
You're bleaching my hair.
An old real.
We used to have
Yo,
one of those, too.
I remember being in the AV club in middle school. And you know what we used to? You know what they used to make us practice with in middle school to string those. Old McDonald's commercials with the Grimace and the actual Grimace, the guy in the purple
Yeah,
costume,
you
with
had-
Grimace or the Hamburglar and
You had
the
Hamburglar,
and
you
the
had
French
Grimace,
fry.
you had,
Ronald?
well, you had Ronald, but you had the
Isn't there a
Fry
burglar?
Guys, you had,
Isn't there a burglar?
it did say Hamburglar.
Oh, okay.
And then you had Merrimack Cheese or something like that, and then the Big Mac was like the cop or something like that. Yeah, I know that's
I'm
Pokey.
Gumby, damn it!
That ain't Gumby.
No, but that's what
That's
it's
Pokey.
from. It's
That's
from.
Pokey.
Yeah, I know, but it's from the Gumby thing.
Yeah, I know it's from Gumby.
That's Sullivan. Oh, I know who that is.
Captain Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo. Oh my God.
You weren't supposed to speak up over there. The Peanut Gallery, we wanted comments from the Peanut Gallery. We'll ask
We'll
the
throw
leader of
peanuts
the
to you.
Peanut Gallery over there.
They can speak up if they want.
All right.
It's all up here.
Captain Kangaroo.
I could see it
Who was
from
his
here.
sidekick? Anybody
Mr.
remember?
Green Jeans. Ah.
She's banned from answering the questions for like 10 rounds.
We need another one, dude. Hey, we need more tape.
I won't say no more.
Pull one up.
All right, grab some more tape.
I don't know what you did with it.
Technical difficulty, gotta fix something. Mark's being anal.
No, he has the white tape. What'd you do with the white tape?
I don't know what I did with the fucking white tape.
I'm being racist now. I don't want the black tape. I want the white tape.
there.
Well, reach across and grab it.
technical difficulties.
We're having technical difficulties.
Mark's being anal. Just like he does with video games.
Well,
But then again, I found out he wasn't so anal as I thought he was with this one. Oh, you're not. Oh, look at that. Look what you made me do.
You're messing it though.
See, I thought you were playing it a lot more.
too, we're
but
so well
you
together.
even bailed before all the events today.
well, I had things to do. Like
That's
take
why
a
you-
nap.
That's why
Yeah,
you.
you took a
That's
nap.
why you get behind
I
sometimes.
fell asleep on the couch and
All right,
I
there you
fell
go.
asleep on the couch this morning.
places to go.
he was tired.
Nobody wants to see
Got
him.
people to do.
Oh, here we go.
Oh no, Polaroid.
And you know what the bad thing about the Polaroid camera was? If you got the sun in the wrong picture, it looked like a picture from hell because
Yeah.
person
Where
looked
the
like
hell
they
is
were
your
on
trash
fire.
can?
Yeah.
Where's trash
I
can?
remember
It's
my
down
dad
here.
had
I
one
have.
of
You
those.
can't throw it. It's back farther.
Whatever.
I remember my
Remember
parents
that?
had one of
If
those.
you did it if you did it wrong, and you got the sun in the
You
wrong
red
position or
eyeballs.
something. You didn't get the red eyes so much as you got the flames
Yeah.
because of the sun.
So, yeah.
Oh, here's something, people. Hey,
It's called overexposure.
here's something you kids probably don't know what it is. I'll give you an idea. It's a map. It's a road map.
Not just that. It's a paper folding
Holding
map.
road map that you keep in your glove box.
Or
Unlike-
your center console.
An inch equals half.
But see, nowadays with everybody with a cell phone, see, this is how we had to find our way
Yeah.
around.
Well, actually, I didn't.
This was before
This all
Google.
here.
Yeah,
For Google
whatever.
Maps.
You're telling me you didn't look at a map to find where you're going if you weren't ever there before? Bullshit.
I would look at the map like maybe for 2-3 minutes,
But
and
still,
then I wouldn't need it after that.
but still,
He's a human GPS.
but still. Nowadays they got
Kayla
the
called
cell
me.
phones
They
with the
didn't have that back
GPS.
then.
We didn't have shit like that to help us get around.
Nope. And if we got lost, we wandered around, and that's an old adding machine.
That's a calculator.
That's one of the first calculators. No, it's
Oh,
an
you
old
would know
adding
this.
machine.
You would know this, huh? My first calculator was a Texas Instruments. Yours was that?
My dad had one of those.
Really?
Oh.
You had one of those?
Not me, my dad. My dad had one of those.
And you knew how to operate it, huh?
Yeah, I knew how to operate it. I
Say,
play with it
pretty
all the
old-
time.
say, You're pretty old then.
I play with it because it was fun. It made noise. Oh God! Now, for all you young
You
folks,
can't really
this,
see that. That's an antenna.
this
This
was
is how we got
our
to see-
cleable.
This is how we got
Okay.
to see 3 channels.
This was our
Clearly.
cable. And this is what we needed to see our 3 channels clearly.
Or
Actually,
if you include PBS.
well, in California, I had 5.
yeah. Well, we only had 3 here.
I had 5.
We had WKOW,
I had
NBC,
CBS,
and
NBC,
ABC.
ABC,
10, 4, 6,
PBS, and
12.
then there was another one
Yeah.
that we had, which was like Channel 53 out of Fresno.
27. You had 27, 15, and Channel 3. And then you had 21, which was PBS.
You didn't have NBC.
Yeah. NBC is 15, or Channel 5. But it was on the UF channel, the UHF, or whatever it was called. Yeah,
You
UHF
had the-
channel.
You had,
It was
yes,
15.
and when we had
You had
these,
15, 27, and 21.
hang on, when we had these, the televisions that these were connected to
They had
through
dials.
wire,
The remote control was us kids.
we were the remote controls.
You gotta get up and change
And-
it.
Get up and
Okay.
change that channel, son.
There was 2
And while
frequencies.
you're at it, give me a beer.
There was 2 kinds of frequencies on these TVs.
Well, that's the way it was.
You had UHF and VHF.
And VHF only had one fucking channel here.
Yeah.
All the other were on
So
UHF.
if you wanted to watch UHF, a different channel on that, you had to change it around.
And then you had to change another
Now-
dial to change the
Now,
UHF channel.
Hang on. But you had to have the top channels were what? Were those VHF or UHF?
The top channels were VHF.
VHF. Okay, but the top channel had to be on a specific number for you to use the UHF
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
bottom.
You gotta play with it to get a picture.
Yeah, and then you had rabbit ears too. Before
Yeah.
the antenna on the roof, you had rabbit
Yeah,
ears.
yeah.
You
rabbit
put them
ears.
in, you put foil on
Oh,
them.
and what rabbit ears was, our TVs back in the day had four screws, one for VHF and one for or two for each, two for VHF and two for, and that's where you hooked up the rabbit ears, which
Yep.
was a piece of wire that went from one around to the other, and you had to kind of move them to make the channel come in clear.
And they were called
And if
rabbit
that
ears
didn't
because
work-
they extended out from the TV in a V shape.
And if that didn't work, you had to somehow tie tinfoil to it and kind of make
Did you ever-
them extend a little bit.
Yeah. Did your dad ever bring them out, and then take the tinfoil and stretch it across
In between
and,
the two.
and wrap it around them?
Yeah,
And then you got to move them like this, and you got to do it gently.
just right, and
keep them
slowly,
Foil.
and
from-
slowly,
from
because if you
tearing
did
that foil.
and if you did it the wrong way, the channel would start going like
Yep.
this.
Or the channel would go like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For
How about this? You remember that?
Masters.
A ViewMaster.
I remember.
I used to have one of those, and my
They were actually
my
one
niece
of-
and nephew had like 3 of those fucking things.
Yeah, and then they got bigger and better over the years because after a while they were like a flashlight thing and you could project them up onto the wall.
Yeah, then you can project them
They
on
have
the
a
wall.
show on Netflix too.
'Cause I had
called
one-
Toys That Made Us.
When
Yeah.
my kids were
We didn't-
younger,
I haven't
one,
watched it
I
yet,
got
but
one like
it's
that
on-
for one of my kids where you could project it, where they could project it onto the wall. They had a lot of those cartridges too for a while.
Oh yeah,
I don't even want to anticipate what that
I
is.
know what that is.
Oh yeah, it's an old
That's an old 3D viewer for
Viewfinder.
pictures.
like from the movie Blue
For
Lagoon.
pictures.
From when that
Yes.
Blue Lagoon. Yeah.
This is
Yep.
this
They set
is
the picture.
very old.
They set the picture
The
strip by
picture.
mouth.
Hang on. The picture was taken from with a camera that had a split lens. So you had a double exposure with the exact same picture on either side.
Mr. Anal Know-It-All here.
Okay, and then you'd slide the picture in here.
Basically,
Now-
it was the first ViewMaster.
You look through
Let's
this
go with
here.
that.
You look through
You
this
don't need
here.
to get technical with it, Dan.
And in order to focus, you had this
Next.
little handle right here on the button.
That's that point.
We don't have to get technical with it. It was the very first
And you had to
ViewMaster.
slide it. You had to slide it forward and back.
And he
down
would
this
know-
until you get to.
And the reason he knew this was because he's that old. There's
No,
a
I'm that
there-
fucking smart.
there's a lot of hours of makeup
Now
going
that's
into
a new
make him
one,
look
actually.
young.
That's a new one.
Yeah, they didn't
This is
look
a
like
newer
that
one.
when
They
I was,
didn't look like that when I was a kid.
You're bigger.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they didn't have cars like that when I was a kid. But
This comes from the first A&Ws.
the A&W, it's like an A&W that takes you back to the
This is the way the A&Ws
served
drive
your
in
meals.
for.
Yep.
Because you never went inside.
No, they didn't have a place to sit down in
Nope.
A&Ws.
You pulled up.
back then.
You ordered, and actually, when they first came out, there was no speaker communication. You pull up, and you had a young
On
girl
roller
dressed
skates.
on roller skates, dressed in a skimpy fucking outfit,
Yep.
come up to your window
To take your
to
order.
take your order.
Yep.
Kind of like how Happy Days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda
exactly
Happy
like
Days.
Happy Days.
Yeah.
They had a restaurant called RPM's out in.
And Sonic today is kind of like that, but some of the Sonics have an inside sitting area too.
Yeah.
That's an eraser. That's an eraser, and then you brush it. You know.
Oh my gosh. An eraser with a broom.
Yeah, and then you brush.
Eraser,
You brush your
broom.
mistake away. That's how it goes.
Oh my god.
God, I feel old.
I need one of those.
Can you hear it? I'll turn up the volume.
Yeah, we need the volume on those.
Do you remember those?
I know what these are. Do you know what they are?
I know what they are.
I know what they
Did
are.
you ever go?
Me too.
I went to the drive-in a lot.
Yeah, so did I.
You know, one of the best movies I saw there was The Outsiders at the drive-in.
That is like the most awesomest movie ever.
Yeah, we were just talking about that last night.
Yep, we were talking about that last night.
The most stars to ever come out of one fucking awesome
Jesus
movie.
Christ, man.
And if Hollywood ever remakes that movie, they can go to hell.
I agree. I have to agree.
There's no way in hell you're going to remake The Outsiders. I've heard talk, but
There's some
Jesus
classic-
Christ.
There's some
The only way they can
You
do
can't.
it is they have to make sure that they cast properly,
They won't do
and they
that.
have to keep it based in the 50s.
How many times have they miscast on some of our superhero movies?
They've miscast a lot.
You know, there's better actors out there for some of that stuff. And the other thing is,
You know, actually, I went
you
wait a
cannot
minute.
turn The Outsiders into a fucking TV series either.
the first time.
Goddamn
The
it!
first time I seen The Shining, we went to
Yeah.
a drive-in theater.
You know,
That is
I also saw. You know what I.
We seen The Shining at
You
the
know what
drive-in
else I
theater.
also saw there? The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it was a double feature with a movie. If I'm not mistaken, it had I remember it had a warning label on it that said if you have a weak ticker. I mean, I know it said more than that, but do not. And you're a senior citizen, please do not watch this film. You know, blah blah blah. But it was like The Gates of Hell or something like that. Here's the premise of the movie: this old couple was kidnapping people off the highway, planting them still alive in their backyard up to their neck like in a garden.
Huh?
Oh my god.
Yeah, but then they sit there and they take the people out after a certain amount of time, kill them, process the meat, and they feed it to. Yeah, it was called like the Gates of Hell or something like that.
Wow.
No, they had
It is a cult classic. Trust me, it can be found out there because
They had sick movies back then.
I've seen it. I've seen it on cable, but it's kind of like.
That's deranged.
Nowadays, it's kind of a little edited a bit, but it was one of the movies that would shock you back then. And this
I
was,
would
you
say,
know, you're
yeah.
talking back in
Kind of
1970
like the movie
something.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Because
that's been
I was,
banned.
when I was taken to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I wasn't 18 yet because that movie came out in 1970 something. Okay,
But the
so
theater,
I had to be, you know, kind of like
the
taken
drive-in,
in under false pretenses, you know, because back then the drive-ins, you know, they wanted to make sure you were 18 or it was your parent with you, and my parents wasn't with me when we went and saw that one.
but
But I also
drive-in-
saw
the-
Porky's
How
there
strict
too.
were they?
where I seen Porky's the very first time, my brother had a satellite dish. He just got the satellite dish, and that was before they started.
But every time we went to the
charging.
drive-in, they had those for the longest time, and then
and he wound up having it on there.
I don't
But-
remember when they took them out. I remember when I first started going to the drive-in, they were there, and then after a while, it was tune your car radio to such and such
Yep.
How
a thing,
strict
or
were they back
they
then
would
with checking
rent you.
age when
They
were
would
in
rent
those?
you a little handheld AM radio,
Yeah.
and you know, and brightly colored with like a number and stuff saying that it was property of whatever theater it was in, but you had to like leave your driver's license at the snack thing, you know.
Now the theater that we went to, the drive-in that we used to go to, inside you had your snack area with the
Right.
bathrooms.
Oh,
you
and they had some of the greatest
games.
snack foods though
Oh, I
in
know.
some of the.
But
those
they
drive-ins.
also, on the back side of it, facing the screen,
Yeah,
they had,
I was armed with
like
back then.
they had like a sitting arrangement, like
Yeah.
like you'd be in a regular theater, where they had actual theater seating.
Actually, they had that at the one I was at. They had one something like that right up by the each side of the snack thing, because the snack thing
This
is like
one-
right in the
this
center
one-
of all four screens.
Yeah.
And
But
so you
this
had
one-
like chairs like you would have in a theater right around
Well,
Badger
see, I didn't
Fourplex in
have
Madison.
I didn't have a four screen.
It was a Badger Fourplex.
Hurry.
It was what it was called, the Badger Fourplex. It was 4 screens,
Oh, I know. We
and
need to
then
go there.
under each screen,
Actually, we should all go see.
the coolest
Black
thing here, under each screen, they also had like the swing set and like a seesaw and that.
They had a
fucking
playground right there.
and that
under the
fucking
screen.
merry-go-round that would fucking kill you or make you
But-
sick,
But
whichever
the thing,
came first.
see, I never. The one we went to is only a single screen.
No, we had two
And the
drive-ins
snack,
here.
the snack
and
area,
One was a Badger
the
Fourplex.
snack bar, the snack booth, and everything. It was kind of center,
Should've gone to town, yeah.
and where the seating was, there was a section right down the center of it all where the projector shot, would shoot out to the screen. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty damn cool. I
Yeah.
miss those actually.
I miss the drive-in movies.
But you know what? There still are drive-ins here
Yeah, I
in
know,
Wisconsin.
but very
You got
rare.
one down in Jefferson. You got one up in the Dells. You got one over in
Yeah, but
Richland
they're-
Center.
They're
You got
dying
one down in
breed.
Monroe. Huh?
There are a few
They're a
far
dying
between
breed.
that are around.
They are.
There's a few of them still around.
I'm not sure what that is. Or that. I know what that is though.
Yeah? Was you a shoe
That-
shine boy?
That other thing that showed, that was a rug
You
beater.
was a shoe shine boy?
That one was a rug beater.
That
Hey,
was a rug beater.
shine my shoes.
You hear this? She knew what the one was before that.
Oh, yeah?
That's a rug beater.
Hey, go
Go back.
over. Go over.
Oh, we got a real old lady here.
Oh yeah, that's the rug
Okay,
beater.
Grandma, tell us about it.
My grandma had one.
They'd take
Hi.
the big rugs, they'd put them over like their
So that's a rug beater.
laundry lines, and
they
they'd go out there and
dirt
they'd
and
hit the
dust.
hell out of them with the rug
The
beater.
dirt and the dust.
Michael Jackson wrote a song about this.
My grandma had one
Beat
because
it.
she had all hardwood
Beat
floors.
it.
Yeah. They had all hardwood floors in her
Stop
house,
it,
so they
Joy,
took the
stop.
rugs out.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
An
see,
old-fashioned
Oh,
crank,
that's an old
fashion crank
Register.
cash register because it's got the crank handle on the side.
No, that wasn't a crank handle. That was a pull-down handle. Hey, what are you doing?
Anyway,
There's something, kids.
There's a dying breed.
Here's our cell phones back in the day.
Yeah, that's how we communicated with home at
Yep.
a specific time.
Yep,
And if we didn't,
We got our
when
asses
we were
kicked.
told to,
we got
when
our
we got
asses
home,
kicked.
we got whipped.
if you had change.
Oh no, they made sure. My
Oh,
parents
no, no,
made
no,
sure
no.
I had a quarter to
We-
call home all the
Yeah.
time.
We had change.
I didn't have any of that stuff.
My parents made
I was
sure,
sheltered.
and I was told specifically whenever they gave me that change, they said this is to call home
And
at
we
this
lost
particular
that change.
time.
We were supposed
Well,
to call
that's good.
home collect.
Yep.
That's good.
And if you don't call home at that certain time, you're in deep shit.
I never used them.
You know, and that's not even one of the
Seen
old
them, I
ones.
never
'Cause,
used
you know, payphones back in our early days were still the rotary phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a push button.
Rotary or, yeah, push button or rotary. Now it's not even that.
Oh, you remember those kind of phones,
That's
don't
old.
you?
I know what it is.
That's Little House on the Prairie.
Oh,
phone.
light bright.
I had one.
Right.
I had one.
I have one.
I had one.
Yep.
I think every kid had one
Those are
at one
cool.
point.
I think so. Yeah.
My brother ruined
I mean, that was the
Christmas over
most
one.
popular thing in the world.
I remember those too.
Yeah. They had one of
That
those.
was a conversion. That's a refrigerator conversion.
Well, they also
Or
had
kinda.
ones.
No.
They actually had
Maybe
ones that
not.
looked like that.
Yeah, no, that is an
My
original
uncle
machine.
had one of those. That is.
They had one like this and one that
There's,
looked like a chest freezer type deal. That was real old-fashioned looking.
Yep.
In that funeral home that sat there, and I know this is kind of morbid, but it the funeral home over there on Speedway Road. Okay.
No,
That,
go ahead.
that funeral home on Speedway Road had one like that and the other one in there. What are you looking at?
I was looking at your thing there.
Bottle
I know.
opener.
Yep. I actually have one like that somewhere, but it's, you know, newer.
Yeah.
But to make
Now,
to look
see,
that
this was before you could take and twist the top off of them.
Yeah, you
This was for
couldn't-
glass pop bottles with the lids on them.
Yeah, and that's when you had to really pay a
Yeah,
deposit on the
yeah.
bottles too.
Yeah, you had to pay like a 10 or 20 cent deposit or something.
Per
like that,
bottle.
5
It was 80 cents an 8-pack. Because they were 8-pack
Yeah,
bottles.
they were 8-pack bottles at our time,
At our time, yeah.
during our time. Oh, that's an old Edsel.
That wasn't from my era. Maybe
No.
from yours.
Not from my era
It was,
either.
right?
No, I know the Edsel. You know, the funny thing is with this one, the way this is designed, why do you do that to me?
Because I felt like it.
No, seriously, the way these were designed and why they got so beat up on is because that right there in the center,
Looks
that's
like
actually
nose.
that's a headlight.
I know, but
And here's the thing, that headlight is on a swivel that's tied into the steering wheel. So,
So
when
it
you would
moves-
when you turn the car
it
to the
moves
left,
left and right.
the headlight would point to the left. When you turn to the right, the headlight would turn and point to the right. Your other headlights were
You know what would be
stationary.
cool?
That'd be funny.
Paint the fucker red. Paint this a little bit around here, and it looked like a fucking mouth.
Possibly.
It would. Look at it. I mean, it looks like a fucking mouth.
Well, that's the thing. You know,
It's a fucking
most cars, the way they were designed anyway, kind of look like a face.
I don't like those cars.
And
Give
they
me
still
something
have
from
them
the
that
six-
way.
Yeah, but give me something from the 60s or the early 70s.
Oh, you know what we watched last night? after I got
No,
off,
what did we
after
watch
I
last
got off the
night?
game, remember I was telling you that they had 3,000 Miles to Graceland on
Yeah,
Netflix?
watch that. That was good.
Lisa's never seen it until last night.
Yeah. It was good.
I've seen bits and pieces.
It's good.
There's an old phone for
My
you.
grandma had one of those.
That
That
one
was a
looks like-
replica. That looks like
that's
a
okay.
real thing.
I don't know. That one looks
But
kind
it
of
could
like
be a replica
Yeah.
too.
What is it sitting on?
And the one before
It's
that,
sitting on like a
the one
corner
before
desk.
that, go back to the one before that.
It's sitting
That's
on like a
something
corner
we didn't
desk.
talk about yet either. You know what that is, don't you?
Yeah, it's an old
Photograph.
photograph.
Yeah.
Vinyl. I got vinyl up in the closet up there.
But here,
But this isn't
this
what I'm.
one's a
That one's a
photograph.
lot older than
It's
the
got
one
its
we
own
had.
It
It's got
also
an
has a radio.
yeah, an old dial
It's got a
type radio.
dial type radio built in.
But they didn't have those when I was a kid. They had the ones that looked like a little suitcase.
Yeah,
You know,
we had
and
one
you,
of those.
you know mine had like the cover, the whole thing was like a jean material, you know, and then when you closed it, it was like a suitcase. You know, the cord wrapped up inside of it around the thing, and you know, you couldn't close it with a record on it unless it was a 45.
Down there, Joey.
You know,
What were they? 45s and 78s, weren't they?
no, 45s and 30. That's a 33. But there was
33s.
they had
They had
3
78s.
speeds. Yeah, there's 3 speeds. It's 78. Was a 78 record was a little bit bigger than a 45. It had the same kind of little tiny hole as a 33. That's an album, but it was smaller than the standard album size. But it was a little bit bigger than a 45, and the reason I know that is my mom had a few of them. You know, and that was some really fucked up
Listen to
old
needles
stuff.
on those
I
things
mean,
were
you're
a pain in the
talking.
butt.
You're talking things like it was like Dean, like really
There's
old
ways
Dean
of,
Martin stuff,
Using
and
them without the needles.
Jimmy
Had to
Durante.
know what you were doing.
You did it.
I didn't have one that looked like that.
No.
Wild Kingdom, I remember that
Yeah.
show.
That was a cool show.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Yep.
That was a cool show. Oh, I know that trio. Do you know that trio?
Yeah, I do.
Milo Notice.
No,
No, it's not.
Journey home.
nope, Homeward Bound.
Homer bound.
Because Michael J. Fox was the
That
bulldog,
was the
Yeah.
voice of the bulldog.
and Sally Fields was the cat.
Cat.
And I can't remember who the golden retriever was right offhand.
He's an old guy.
Oh, I remember those. That's when they always saw the Ronco commercials. Remember when the Ronco commercials were
Ronco,
always
yeah.
were always on TV? Ronco had this first. This is an aftermarket one, not from our era, or maybe before Ronco started. It's kind of hard to tell, but I remember those. Those were like markers that went in there, and you were able to kind of trace the design onto the egg. They came up with some pretty fucked up ways of decorating eggs when I was a kid. The Winter Buffalo Lodge,
Say that again?
No.
or Water Buffalo Lodge.
Thank you.
Well, I'm cold. You got me with the window open. I'm thinking.
Well,
winter,
if you want my
cold, I don't
jacket,
want you on the
we can
fucking
get you a
brain.
jacket.
No, we don't need a
We can get you a,
You know, if I want a
Get you a
jacket, I've
blanket.
got one sitting right
get you a
there.
blanket. One blanket.
No, I'm not an old man.
I'm just a hot box.
Yeah,
Fred Flintstone, Barney
Barney
Rubble. Yep, they were members, lifetime members.
Betty.
But back to that one that we were just. Anyway, oh, you know what else I thought about? I don't know if we'll see a picture of, but you remember Shrinky Dinks?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Used to make them put me album.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Talk about some fun shit when we were kids.
Yeah.
That's an old gas tank.
Yeah, that's,
Gas.
that's an old car too. I bet
Yeah,
you
it is.
remember driving around. And was that your first car?
No,
dad's
my
uncle
first
had
car
one
was a
of those.
dinosaur.
He had like two
Oh,
or three of them.
really?
Yours was a Boulder.
He had the Flintstones car.
That was before. Yours was a Boulder before the
Oh, here we go.
Schwinn.
Schwinn bicycles. When Schwinn was the popular thing, the must-have bicycle. Commercials all over hell. I got one. I
My mom's
did.
got my brother's
My brother and I
downstairs.
both had a
I didn't
Schwinn
have
at
a
one
Schwinn.
time.
Yep. My brother
I had a
has got his
BMX.
downstairs. They'll
I had
probably
a
be down there
10-speed or-
until.
Well, we also had one of those ones.
Speed.
Here, I remember this. There was a bike out there when I was a kid, and I remember these because I had one. It had like the big back sissy bar thing, you know, and a banana seat way, you know, and then it had the long front fork to it like a chopper bicycle.
I just sit on those things while hurting your jewels.
It wasn't that hard. It was a banana
They just
seat.
didn't look comfortable.
When he was younger, he had smaller jewels.
Fuck you.
Uh,
But there was a bike also that had like a steering wheel like a car when I was a kid that somebody had. I don't know if Schwinn made that one or not.
No,
but it
those
looked
are
really
those
fancy.
were chops. Those were.
No, it was a factory
self-made.
that way. They actually.
Never seen them factory that way.
Do you know what that show is? I know what that show is. Unfortunately,
can't see it. Small picture.
Yeah, it's a very small picture, right?
What is it, Joe?
Hazel.
From the 50s.
It was a TV series
See?
starring
See?
Shirley Booth.
He's aging himself.
Shirley Booth was the star. Green stamps. Do you remember green stamps?
Yeah. I got it. My mom
My mom used to send me
collect
to the
those all
gas
the time.
station and make sure that I got the green stamps too, or whatever, you know, wherever you got them. Make sure you get them green stamps.
And the green stamps were a lot of stores had them.
You know what that
Oh my god!
is?
I do know what that is, and we used to have one.
It's one of the very first snow cone makers
Yep.
that
Here,
you could get as
I'll
a
give
kid.
you I'll give you a rundown on it. These were your flavors.
Yeah, your syrup bottles.
This was to add the flavor. The hat up there actually is a pusher rod. You take that out, and you drop the ice cubes down inside, and you
And
put
you
that
go
on
around
top.
the little grate.
Hang on. This is your grater.
Yeah, it looks like a cheese grater.
Now, what you don't see on this is in the back is a handle. And what you would do is you'd set your cup here, and you'd push down on top
Damn, Joe.
of that with the ice in there, and you turn that fucking crank, and it would shred the ice for you. And as the ice built up in here, it would fall down in the cup. And
Wasn't
then
it-
here's your shovel to take the rest of the ice out. after
Wasn't
you're
it called Mr. Snow Cone?
done. I don't remember the name of it,
I think it was called Mr. Snow Cone.
but we had one. Yeah, that's one of those tabletop ones.
That's one of those tabletop
jukebox.
jukeboxes that you used to see in like those cafes that you go to at bar
You-
time.
No, you'd see those in the ice cream shops.
Yeah, but you'd also see them like at a
Like
market.
on Happy Days.
Right.
After a while, that
Well, some
type
restaurants have
of,
to swallow.
Well, Country Kitchen used to have them back in the day around here.
but that type of restaurant. After a while, they went to these and started putting
Right.
them on the.
That's a
Doesn't
replica
Gus's
though.
have them in it yet?
That's a
Who?
replica.
Gus's, the 50s diner.
I don't know. I've never been to Gus's.
That's a
Or
What do you
used.
mean?
That's a replica
No,
that you
in,
could buy for your own
Some
personal
Prairie.
home
It's
use.
a 50s diner.
I know,
Oh, I haven't been to that one yet.
dude. These are getting
Or
small.
is it in Windsor?
I think we've gone through this already.
Whoa. That was a menu. There's your Bob's Big Boy.
Mark's Big Boy.
Works big boy.
Mark's Big Boy.
Okay, it was a big boy, but out in California they
Oh,
were
here it was
Bob's.
called Mark's Big Boy.
California, they were
M-A-R-C.
called Bob's
So you
Big
can't
Boy.
take
Yeah.
credit because it's not M-A-R-K, it's M-A-R-C.
I didn't
Mark's
say
Big
I was
Boy.
going to take credit. I said it's a
Yeah.
big boy, but it was Bob's Big Boy out in
Yeah, no,
California.
Yeah, because when my aunt
Yeah,
and
see, we're
uncle
just
lived
repeating
in
those.
Albuquerque, it was a Bob's Big Boy when they were down there.
So what did you type
So
in?
out west,
Alright.
it's different.
Here, we're gonna do some cartoons of the 70s. This is what I typed in: cartoons of the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
And then it brings this up, and something similar, but hey. And then I brought up this one.
There we go.
Best 70s cartoons. Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
How many of those can you actually name? I know that one's Jabberjaw,
Uh-huh.
Wally Gator, Fred Flintstone.
Wow.
There are a lot of them. I can see the picture. of it.
Well, you got the Smurfs.
I remember that dog too down here. Oh, and that's from Hercules and that little
That
blob
was the
thing.
Herculoids.
Herculoids, yeah. That's Bam Bam there.
Yep. That's
Was
an
it the
older
Scooby Doo
man.
by Hanna-Barbera?
Yes, it was.
That's what I thought, yeah. Are they on there? Scooby Doo?
And I think that's like,
I don't see
I think
Scooby-Doo
that's
on
from,
there.
that's the, those two there, right there, that guy in the blue thing, and that one is like from the Speed Buggy team. Because Speed Buggy was a Hanna-Barbera. How do I,
Mystery Machine.
Mystery Machine, yeah. That was
Scooby Doo.
the Scooby Doo, yeah.
let's see, what do we got here? Oh, I remember those guys. That was a,
That was like
that
a
was a
spoof
show
on the
that was, yeah, it was making fun of the Globetrotters, the Harlem Globetrotters, when they were very famous back in the day. I can't remember the name of this cartoon though, can you?
No, it doesn't say on the site.
No, it doesn't.
Speedy Gonzales.
Arriba!
Hello, Buddy Cat.
Mighty Mouse.
Here I am to save the day.
Here I come to save the day.
That was a great, great cartoon too.
Mighty Mouse is on the way.
That was a good one though.
Be that good dear.
And
Underdog.
Underdog again.
Yep.
That's a better image of Underdog.
Yeah, it is.
I remember getting Underdog coloring books just so that I
What
could color
what
that.
was his girlfriend's name? Polly.
Polly, I was trying to think, it was like some weird, Polly something. Look it up, you got it over there, you can look it up.
Smurfs!
Now the Smurfs wasn't a cartoon when I was a kid.
Yeah, they
It was
were.
a cartoon when my kids were kids.
No, they were a cartoon when you were a kid.
Well, then I didn't watch them much until my kids started watching them. But I do like the movies that they've made recently. Some of those movies, oh, those are funny.
Sweet Polly Purebred.
Yeah, there you go.
That was Underdog's girlfriend's name.
Flintstones.
Meet the Flintstones.
They're modern age
And Dino.
From the
Hey,
town of
hang on. There's a
History.
Okay, now you're singing the song.
All
Flintstones, meet the
enough of this.
Flintstones.
All right, we know the Flintstones theme. Okay, come on.
Modern day.
We all grew up watching the Flintstones.
Okay.
Come on.
And the
But
Jetsons.
hang on.
We haven't got that far yet.
Here's
Stop jumping
something.
ahead. Stay on topic.
Shut up! Damn it. Here's a theory out there that
They're getting derailed.
the Flintstones. No, I'm trying to talk, and you guys are
We're
talking.
talking
over
about
me.
the Flintstones.
Okay, the theory is the Flintstones are a more modern family than the Jetsons.
Oh.
How?
Okay, here's the theory. The Jetsons became so advanced in their technologies that they destroyed themselves. That they eventually destroyed themselves. And
Backwards thinking.
then
Yeah.
because of that, the survivors of the destruction had to go back to the Stone Age stuff because the technologies were destroyed too.
Oh my god.
That's one of the
No.
theories that's out there.
One of my favorite episodes was when they did the bug music one.
Bug music.
I
Yeah.
hate bug music.
Bug
the
music.
Beatles.
Yes,
They were
the
making
Beatles.
fun of the
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Beatles. Or when they had the Addams family move in next door. They were the bad guys that were always after the
They were the
rabbit.
thugs from Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, they were always after that rascally rabbit.
Wasn't it Rocky and
Yeah, Rocky and something.
Butch? I think it was Rocky and Butch.
I don't know. I don't remember that. Some stuff I remember.
Oh, that's like the Olympics, Laugh Olympics,
Yeah, the Yogi.
and that's Great Bait back
Yes,
there.
it is. The big one's the Great
Great
Bait.
Bait, Quick Draw McGraw, Yogi Bear,
Boo Boo, Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy,
yep,
Huckleberry
Boo Boo.
Hound.
Huckleberry Hound,
Busy with
Wally
it.
Gator, and then those two detectives, the cat and mouse detectives.
I can't remember them. Can't remember their names.
Not sure we might come across them yet,
It's possible.
but that was one of my favorites.
Great
Great Bait, Great Bait, Great Bait.
There's your
Herculoids.
Herculoids.
Yep, I was just gonna say, isn't that the Herculoids?
That's the Herculoids.
And that went with that Space Ghost.
Yep, Space Ghost.
show. It was a
one
show.
of them. Yep.
The
There's
Smurfs again.
Smurfs and Gargle Mill.
Going to town on that thing.
I don't know which one this is, and I don't remember
I don't remember
that.
this one either.
So we're gonna. Oh,
Daffy.
Daffy. Okay. Oh,
Family
the Family
Circus.
Circus. That's a really old comic strip from
They
the
were
Sunday
good, though.
newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Good
is. They actually tried to turn that into a regular cartoon at one
I don't
time.
think it worked very well. It
People
didn't
didn't
last very
accept it.
long.
I don't know why, but people didn't accept it.
They wanted things to stay in the comic books.
Ah, here we go. Let's see. You got
Speedy
Speedy Gonzales,
Foghorn
Foghorn
Leghorn,
Leghorn,
Underdog,
Pepe Le Pew,
Josie and the
Josie and the
Pussycats.
Pussycats.
I have no idea. And it's that robot maid.
That's the robot
Rosie
maid.
from the
and
Jess
that's-
and Daria.
and that's Daria.
That was Rosie.
But these three here, that's the Powerpuff Girls. You should know that. Ashley watched those too. Same age as Kayla, pretty much.
Ashley wasn't always into some of them girly girl shows either. She would watch some of the other shows. You'd be surprised what Ashley watched. Think about it. She's kind of a demented little individual sometimes.
Kind of. She is your daughter.
I mean, when she was very little, she wanted to drown the cat in the toilet.
Aww.
No worse than what you'd want to do.
I remember the
those.
show and I can't think of it. Fucking A. I remember because that guy was really fucking cool.
He is a crazy fucker.
Yeah, the Wolfie. Oh man. That reminds me of that cereal.
There's Josie and the Pussycats.
Yep, Josie and the Pussycats. Hong Kong Phooey. I remember that show. And you know what? For some reason today, look it up. I wonder I think the guy that did his voice was pretty famous.
It's possible.
Who else we got here? Oh, that's a bunch of like,
And that's newer stuff, Nickelodeon.
yeah.
Ah, there's Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice was in there.
The Hillbilly Bears. I remember watching those.
I do remember that slightly.
It was on that one with the Hair Bear bunch. 'Cause if I'm not mistaken, that was like a Hanna-Barbera one too, but it was like or the Banana Splits or something. It was one of their shows that was on one of those shows, so you didn't see it all the time.
There's
That's the Herculoids again. Hey, hey, hey!
Fat Albert and the
It's
Cosby
Fat Albert. I love that show.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Rainbow Bright. There's Fat Albert again.
No idea. That looks like a bunch of things. That's a collage.
That's a collage of a lot. There's Voltron's in there.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You got Superman in there.
Hulk,
And Hulk in there.
Captain Marvel, or Shazam, whoever you want to call him back
Yeah.
there. All right. Don't know.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Bullwinkle.
Hey, Rocky. Watch me pull a rabbit out of my head.
That was like one of those. That was another one of those Saturday morning cartoons that had all the like different, you know, because they had the one about Natasha and stuff sometimes, and then they had the Peabody, Simon and
Mr.
Buddy
Peabody.
and Simon, wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
There was two of them. It was a boy with glasses, a smart little IQ boy, and a dog. And the dog was Mr. Peabody.
Sherman.
Sherman. That's it.
Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
But this was another one of those cartoons that was like they had more. It was like cartoons within, kind of like the Looney Tunes was a special thing.
Mhm.
Oh, here's one for you. I know this is another collage, but who's that up in the dead center up at the top?
That's this guy right here.
Right here. Right
That's
here.
Felix the cat.
I know that one. 'Cause I
How about
played that
them over
song.
there?
That's like Calvin and Hobbes.
How about this guy?
Which one?
Right there.
You ready to go out, Joy?
Oh, that's Brain.
Can you go
That's
potty?
the Brain.
Can you go potty?
Jabba
Jaws. That's from the Justice League, it looks like.
Oh, it could be from. Oh God, I know.
Or
the
Super
one
Friends.
better. There's your mystery machine.
The Mystery Machine with Scooby-Doo.
Scooby, Shaggy.
And don't forget Scrappy later on.
Yeah,
Velma.
yeah. No, that's
Wasn't
Daphne
Shaggy
and
a
Velma.
stoner?
Yes, both Scooby and Shaggy were
They're
stoners.
stoners.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Scooby snacks.
Yeah.
They always had the munchies.
They always had the munchies.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ah,
Well, I
that's,
didn't watch the cartoon. I was into the original movie because it came out in the 70s.
Yeah, I know. That's the Star Wars cartoon.
There's another collage.
Another collage. You got Voltron's there.
Pac-Man,
There's Fred,
Care
Pac-Man.
Bears,
Care Bears are in there. Scooby's in there. Simpsons are in
All
there.
done.
Skeletor.
Skeletor,
There's Baloo.
Baloo,
You see Baloo.
and there's the Jetsons up over there.
And you got the Jetsons. And this one. Isn't that from Darkwing Duck?
And then you got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtles. Turtles are here. Pac-Man, Smurfs.
But what was
Bears.
Blue on? It wasn't called Jungle Book. It was something
Blue?
else. That cartoon that he was in, because he's in the pilot's outfit.
Yeah, he was.
Josie the
Josie and the
Pussycats.
Pussycats.
Yeah. I can't remember what that was.
You know who that is?
Nope.
You don't know who that is?
No, I don't. I
It's
really
Tintin.
don't. I didn't watch that one or see that one.
You know who those are?
Nope.
Sketchman.
I never.
G-Force.
They didn't have that around here. I don't
We
think.
had it out there. That was G-Force. There's Hong
Hong Kong
Phooey.
Phooey. Popeye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that brings back memories. Eating the spinach. Popeye the Sailor Man. Yeah. But, you know what? This is another thing they can't do. Okay? There's two reasons why they can't do this. This is another thing that would piss me off. Hollywood's already done it. Okay? Alright? They've already made a Popeye movie. Okay? It's out there. Alright? The problem is, they can't get another actor like they had for that. Okay? Because the original actor in the original Popeye movie was Robin Williams. Okay? And there's no way you can't do it. And then for Popeye's father, and I don't even know if this guy is still alive either, but in that movie, Popeye's dad was Mr. Hand
Yep.
from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which was another great movie from the 70s and the 80s. You know, but you cannot remake that again, because there's no way you're going to top that cast. Now, that's one of those ones that you bring out and do an anniversary to, and bring out what ended up on the director's cut floor, put it in there and put it out as an anniversary package on DVD. You know. Now, I don't remember that comic book. That's a comic book.
Yeah, I don't remember that one either.
I don't remember that either.
Tailspin.
Tailspin. That was
That
another
was the one.
cartoon
That was
with
the
Baloo.
cartoon with Baloo. Danger Mouse.
I knew that one. Oh, Captain Caveman.
No. Captain Caveman.
Hanna-Barbera.
Yes, it was.
Speed Buggy. I loved that cartoon. That and Wonder Bug. But we'll get to that, I'm sure, because we got to run across something from HR Puff and stuff. And that was Wonder Bug was Sid and Marty Krofft.
Sid and Marty Krofft, another famous, yeah, the Looney Tunes.
That's all, folks. Porky Pig. Hunting season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. Duck season.
Uh-huh.
Elmer Fudd.
I'm Elmer Fudd. I own a mansion and a yacht. Remember when Bugs Bunny was in that cartoon and he thought he was Elmer Fudd? Hi, my name is Elmer Fudd. Motor Mouse and Autocat. The Chattanooga Cats.
Don't remember those.
I don't remember any of those. Captain Caveman.
Caveman.
That's like, that's Mr. T there. I don't remember what that
Bobby's World. Remember Bobby's World?
No, I loved that show.
Life with
Howie
Louie.
Mandel, he was one of my favorites. Life with Louie Anderson.
Yep.
The Beatles had a cartoon, not around here. This was WWF's cartoon, because that's Hulk Hogan there.
Yeah.
See, these were some cartoons after I was already, you know.
An adult.
Yeah, Hammer Time. MC Hammer had a
Yeah.
cartoon. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Rainbow Bright.
Dastardly and Muttley.
Dastardly and Muttley.
They were always in those races that
The
where they had that
flying
cartoon
machines.
with the races,
Yep.
and they were trying to destroy everybody else to win.
Yep.
And the thing would go. I can't even laugh like that, but yeah, it was a really fucking high pitch though. I don't know what that is right offhand.
Oh, Great Ape was there. Gem and the Holograms.
Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. You know, for some
Don't
reason,
remember that one.
I remember. You know what I do remember about this though? I actually remember cars like that you could collect, and I remember those bikes. They were talking bikes and stuff too, up there, and they were always trying to stop the. It was kind of like Herbie with a personality put into a cartoon and repainted, and he had the motorcycles kind of stop him from whatever his task was or whatever he was trying to do. They were like an evil gang of, you know, look at them. I mean, they were chopper bikes. I mean, that one's got a stocking cap on it, really.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that cartoon now. That's what set
I
off
don't.
remembering that cartoon.
I don't.
He was the leader of the bunch down here, the red one. And that's like a pipe hanging out of it, you know, or something. Captain Caveman again.
That's part of that.
That's
Snively.
the Laugh Olympics. That's part of the Laugh Olympics groups. That's that Laugh Olympics. They come out with it every
Yeah,
year.
Snorks.
The Snorks. I remember that cartoon. One of my kids watched it a lot. Fat Albert. Don't know. Oh, fucking A.
Oh, I know that one too.
I've seen it. Like,
I know that one.
it's like Robin Hood. They're like Robin Hood. Yeah, but look, they're dressed like
Old
Robin
time.
Hood.
This one's a wizard.
Oh, fuck.
The one with the glasses is a wizard. And it doesn't tell you what they
No,
are
it
over there?
doesn't say what it is over there. The Super Friends.
I remember that.
That's the comic book though that they're showing there. Oh,
Falcon.
Captain Falcon and Dynamite Dynamite.
Dynamite. Yeah.
and Danger Mouse, of course. There's the Hillbilly Bears again. Looney Tunes. Mostly Hanna-Barbera.
And collages.
Yeah, we're done with those. There wasn't much in that one.
Looks like we were coming back to them.
Yeah. Oh, we don't want to do that either. close that.
Well, you closed it. It's your fault, not mine.
All right. So anyway, what else we got?
I don't know. It's already after 9.
Okay,
We got
I guess
a
we're
little
coming to
over
an
an
end.
hour. That was a reminiscence show.
Yeah,
Kind of.
taking a
Break-
break from all the
break the
bullshit and the
monotony.
violence going on in the world.
Oh, and here's HR Puffin stuff on my screen.
Yeah, HR Puffin stuff, Land of the Lost. There was a lot of things that we didn't see. I was
Yep,
waiting to
Sid
see.
and Marty Croft.
You know, you had Sid and Marty Croft. You had not only the Super Friends, then you had one called Justice League. Then you had oh my God! Then we had shows like, oh, remember those old monster shows like the Godzilla ones, like the you know, where they talked and it was like dubbed over. English was dubbed over their movies like Godzilla or the Flying Turtle and yeah, the old King Kong shows, or how about the TV series? Oh my God, there was a lot of good ones back then. They suck nowadays.
Yeah, cartoons. Cartoons. and
Saturday morning
today's
cartoons
is nothing like,
is
the
nothing
ones
like
we
it
had.
used to be. It was a lot better back in the day, and they should take it back to that way. You know,
Yes.
doing a whole block on the 3 major networks of Saturday morning cartoons. You know, but you know why it doesn't happen? Because kids ain't gonna stay inside to watch cartoons anymore like we did.
No, if they're inside, they're on their fucking computers
or their
little
phones.
or their,
They're smartphones.
yeah.
It's like having a computer in your fucking hand. We didn't have that shit when you were growing up, and you know what? I think it was a lot better time to grow up in.
Yep.
If I could ever go back in time to grow up as a kid, I'd want to go back to the 70s or the 60s, even. You know, because
Back
there's
to-
no way in
back
hell
to
I
our
want to
times.
grow up today. I mean, the schools were safer. Everything was better then. You know.
Oh yeah.
There was no
Yeah.
violence. There was no bullies. You know, everybody knew everybody in neighborhoods.
Well, there was bullies.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, you know, back when I was a kid, the bullies wasn't as bad as they are today. You know, it got
No.
stopped pretty quickly.
Yeah, I put a stop to.
You know, the kids and the parents and the teachers, when the bullying would happen when we were kids, the point to this is when the bullying was happening when we were kids, teachers and the parents took the responsibility to put a stop to it before it got out of control.
Mhm.
Somewhere along the line we went wrong, and that's where we're going to come back to next week. We are going to touch on this, and we're going to be more prepared for it because we are going to wake you guys up
We gotta.
next week.
Who else is gonna do it? You gotta have people like us out there to do stuff like that.
Yeah. You know, we need a serious wake-up call, and something's got to give. You know, these kids can't do it all on their own.
No, but they're inspiring.
And you know, just one last word for you fucktards out here that are telling these kids that they're fucking actors or paid for by the activists. Walk a mile in their shoes after what they went through, and then say that. You fucking
Better yet,
morons.
why don't you all just gather together in a school?
You're a bunch
We'll
of-
come in there with a fucking rifle or two
Well,
and
you're-
start shooting at you.
They're all bought and paid for by the NRA politicians that are saying this crap.
It's not just the politicians. It's the
Well,
NRA.
I'm just saying,
it's
it's the
part
bought
of
and
the
paid
NRA
for
group,
puppets.
and it's the
You
Russian.
want to talk about?
No, there's still Russian bots out there on Facebook and Twitter and all that are doing this shit too, and they're doing it just to piss people off and to keep
I get it.
discourse in our country.
But these kids have
But
a
the
mind
thing
of
is,
their own.
what pisses me off most about this, thank you for getting me on this, by
Well,
the way.
let's
I thought
get it
we were gonna
next
be done.
week. Let's stop.
No, I'm not. I'm going to finalize this
All right,
for
finalize
this.
it.
What really, truly pisses me off most about what's going on with this is you've got people in higher standards, or in higher positions, and out there in public view, like Donald Trump Jr., who is bullying, cyber bullying one of the girls.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, not just the one girl, but a couple of them. And then you've got all these Republicans out there who are trying to say, hey, you know, we're Christian, we believe this, we believe that, and all this other shit. But yet they're throwing death threats at these kids.
Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit.
They're throwing death threats.
And all they want to do is feel safe in their schools.
Yeah, that's all they want to do is feel safe in their schools. And arming the teachers ain't the goddamn answer.
No, that's not an answer. We're going to get into that in more
Yeah,
detail.
we're gonna the next show.
We're going to be more
We're gonna
prepared.
try to get more prepared, and we're gonna try, and since now we got this thing kind of, figured out and everything, we're gonna try and get some information put together so we can actually project it up here so you guys can see it too,
Jump
as
drives.
we're talking about it.
Jump drives.
And what I want to do is I want to get pictures of the politicians, their names under them, and the amount of money that the NRA gave them.
And we want to have some notes sitting here for this because we really want to get out on this because, I'm getting real angry about watching them criticize these kids when they just want to be safe in their schools.
And that's all they do want to do, is be safe in their schools.
And get a good education. And they deserve that.
Yeah, they do.
We got that when we were kids. They need it too.
Well, you got the March for Life. The kids are putting together for March 25th.
And with the way these kids know social media, they can organize pretty fucking quickly. It's not activists out there behind these kids. It's these kids being smart.
Yeah, these kids are the ones that organize
They are
this. It's not the parents. It's not the DNC. It's not any of the Democrats that are doing it. And the Republicans
are probably saying, "Hey, I'm proud of you. Keep it up."
I'm proud of these kids. And I want them to keep it up.
That's what I am, and that's why
I'll tell you right now.
I'm backing these
You
kids.
assholes that are out there fucking putting death threats at these kids. You want to death threat somebody? Death threat me. I'll give you my fucking number. I'll give you my fucking address. You can come talk to me.
Yeah, you tell him, Joy.
I'm not afraid of you.
You tell him, Joy. You give him his 2 cents.
I'm not afraid of you retard motherfuckers.
Tell him, Joy. She even got her 2 cents in. Did you hear that? You got the dog pissed off now too. She's full of those kids too.
We got to finish this one. So
yeah, we got to finish this. Cut it.
We don't want to get any. We don't want to get any deeper because it's gonna just piss us off even more.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Till next time, guys. Make sure you stay out there, get active,
comment, like,
keep
visit us,
going with it.
keep watching.